Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Welcome back. Thanks for thanks for coming to the show. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate you joining. I just want to just have some brief update with respect to what happened earlier today, or I would say yesterday, back in Nigeria. We all know that the River State Governor Fubara already is now an APC member. He defected just on the night of December 2025. Fubara made the announcement Tuesday evening at the government house, stating the move enables full backing of Tinubu instead of partial support. He said without the president's intervention, his governorship would have ended amid a year-long feud with rival Nyesom Wike that led to assembly clash, impeachment attempt, and 8 months of emergency rule from March to November 2025. I actually thought it was six. I thought it was 6 months. The PDP labeled the defection self-inflicted, while Fubara supporters chanted Tinubu's slogan to celebrate the shift. So that is it. We did go through the speech by Fubara earlier today about him deciding it's time for him to leave. He said, well, that there was nothing he could do because the PDP was not there for him when he needed them most. Fubara went to APC after he was embarrassed by a state of emergency and removed for 6 months. He quickly joined those who humiliated him. Again, that according to him, he said PDP failed to protect him during those period, and that's why he's moving. Let's look at these videos. We can't support Tinubu if we don't fully identify with him. So let's look at what he's had to say here.
In isolation, and we can't support Mr. President if we don't fully identify with him, not backyard support.
Okay.
So we have taken that decision today since we've gotten a pass. Everyone here who have followed me, who have suffered with me, our decision today, this evening, we are moving to APC.
Okay, just give me some sec. I need to sort out some things here. Let me see. Okay. Okay. I need to just rejig this.
In isolation, and we can't support Mr. President if we don't fully identify with him, not backyard support. So we have taken that decision today since we've gotten a pass. Everyone here who have followed me, who have suffered with me, our decision today, this evening, we are moving to APC. In isolation, and we can't support Mr. President.
We shall stand on your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate. We shall stand. I'm not going to let you down now. What? The message is very simple. We are the ones that will give that support. And we will give that support with a loud ovation. Because we know that the people of Rivers State are with us. Thank you. God bless you all.
So now you've got two factions or two major players in Rivers State now, bowing down at the feet of Tinubu. And that's the reality of Rivers State politics as of today. So now tell me how the Rivers State result for the presidential election come 2027 will not be for Tinubu. Wike is already in his pocket. Now we also have Fubara also now in his pocket. Again, talking about the defection, he already said that PDP did not, support him. He wasn't protected by PDP when he was going through all this problem. Now, PDP is here again to talk. Fubara's defection, a case of self-inflicted injury. The National Working Committee of the People Democratic Party has received the news of the formal defection of His Excellency Sir Siminalayi Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, from our party to the ruling party. This news, as pitiful as it is an exemplar of the old legal maxim violating no fit injury, whatever that means, to no one who is willing, no harm can be done. Everyone who has followed the development that culminated in his uneventful defection will recall that the governor willingly traveled the path that took him to this destination. Having done so voluntarily, it cannot turn around and accuse our party or any other person or group of abandoning or not protecting him. Again, that's the reality that we see befalling the Rivers State as of today. Oh, they're saying that, no, don't come and blame us for your problems. Don't blame us for what you're going through. Don't blame us for what has befallen you. You chose this path, and that's why you're where you are today. Again, having done so voluntarily, cannot turn around and accuse our party or any other person or group of people for abandoning him or not protecting him. Whilst a person who is at a crossroad of threat of existential proportion will most likely suffer from temporary amnesia caused by trauma, the governor should have nonetheless have praise for our party, civil society organization, and all Nigerians who fully stood up in his defense since this crisis started until he capitulated. It is our prayer that the governor should not suffer from Stockholm syndrome, where a victim falls in love with his captor. In all, despite this, we pity the governor and wish him well. Furthermore, the Rivers State situation is a testament to the dysfunctional nature of our democracy, where individuals are bigger and stronger than the institutions and can use the apparatus of the federal government to obfuscate political life out of their opponents and bring them to their knees. Democracy is terribly threatened by the act of this kind, and all well-meaning people should unify in condemning this progressive decline of democratic norm. So that's PDP's point. Finally, we reiterate to Nigerians and the global community that with this unrelenting disposition of the ruling party towards the attainment of a one-party state and the construction of the political space, democracy is under severe attack in Nigeria. This is coming from PDP. This is coming from the party that has led us to this path. Okay, everyone must rise together to oppose the ignoble trip towards electoral authoritarianism. Okay, we'll see what happens. So this is what was signed, and it was signed by, I don't even know who this is, Comrade Ini Ememobong MNIPR. I don't even know. Now we need to ask, is this the weakest faction, or is this the Sheyi Makinde or Turaki's faction? Rather than being strategic in your response, you are further damaging your party. Continue. I mean, the PDP is gone. The whole thing is gone. The whole thing is just messed up at this point in time that you ask yourself, what remains of this party? This is a party that was the biggest party. At some point, you could akin PDP to a one-party, Nigeria to a one-party state under PDP. Almost all of the Southwest, except Lagos, was under their party. And then also in the North, you had PDP. They had this full hold on the people shortly after the first time of Obasanjo. But they didn't learn. They never thought at one point in time that they're going to be in the opposition. And good luck came. When good luck came, the internal wrangling started. And before we knew it, it became the opposition. Now, when they got to the opposition, number one, they've not up till today understood that they didn't deliver to the people. The reason why we went into the 8 years of disastrous rule of APC was because PDP failed. Let's forget about all the opposition, talk. That, they came in to, meet the US to do this and all that. PDP failed. Then we had APC. APC failings even went further than that. Serious disaster for the 8 years of Buhari. And that's where we are right now. Today, PDP is going to stop blaming Tinubu for everything. These governors are men and grown adults. They all defect because they are power drunk. Hi, Emmanuel, welcome to the show. I'm not blaming Tinubu for anything. I said APC. I didn't say Tinubu. I've not even mentioned Tinubu at all. I said APC, the 8 years of APC, invariably, I'm talking about Buhari, right? And I said the reason why APC even won was because PDP let us down. And again, I'm not going to carry waters for any of them. APC, PDP, whoever they are. They all defect because they are power drunk. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. They don't think about the future. They think about what's going to happen now and what's going to happen to them in the next election. They don't even think about the next 2 elections. They only think about the following election. So this is where we are with PDP. PDP is fully falling. And we'll see what comes from it. And just to take you through what has happened, a lot of stuff have happened. The genesis of the whole thing was just because you had Wike, who still wanted to have control of Rivers State. And also, much more so, he felt like it was his responsibility to control Fubara because he brought him to power. He brought Fubara to power. He handed over to him, even when people within the state was opposed to his rise to the governorship position, to the governorship post and all that. So that was what happened. And later on, Fubara, decided not to go along with the game. And that was the genesis of the whole problem. Now, this is where we are with respect to that. He's no longer with the PDP. He's now with the APC. Wike already spoke. Wike said, you know what? I wasn't aware that they were going to defect. Okay, so the 17 lawmakers that defected, Wike is saying, nobody told me. So now we're waiting to see the next game plan. But one thing I can say for sure is that for 2027, okay, the party or the state itself, we can actually classify that as being in the pocket of Tinubu based on all of this that have happened. And this is them again, Yeah, I don't even know where Amici stands in all of this. I don't even know where that stands. When the old battle was heated, we had different stuff. And one thing about Rivers State is that Rivers State politics has always been a melting point. Not just today, not yesterday. As far back as to before even 2015. Rivers State has always been a melting point in Nigerian politics. There's a lot of money in that state. So your guess is as good as mine. And this was it. This was when the battle was on. The first is I will never follow you to see Wike. That was when Fubara, because Fubara was holding, the treasury of the state, and it was the governor, and these were his guys saying, "I will never follow you to see Wike." Let's say this one. I will never follow you to see Wike. This was when all other people were following, Fubara, because they were happy that for once somebody standing up to this guy called Wike. They felt like it was actually holding Fubara by the jugular, and they were like, it's time for you to stand up. So, he got all of this stuff, but again, you have to understand, Wike had what the federal powers behind him, and he had the backing of Tinubu behind him. So again, it seems like it was untouchable. But the people wanted that resistance. And also, Fubara was the governor of Rivers State. So he had, the grassroots was kind of in support of him, I would say. Hi, Paul. Welcome to the show. So this was when the whole problems and the whole thing was still brewing. They were like, we'll never follow you to see Wiki. You're welcome. So he was saying that, this is our area, this is our place, that we're the one in charge. Fubara is the governor, is the one that automatically now owns the structure. So the whole battle was on and all that. But then unfortunately for them, Wike still had the control, of the structure, especially the state assembly, where you had almost all the lawmakers, supporting Wike. And then we saw all the battle, how these guys defected to APC in paper only. So they didn't really resign from the PDP, but they just said they defected. But meanwhile, they were still members of the PDP. Now the defection has been formalized just this week. And then, Fubara played into their hands. He presented the budget to, I think, three state assembly members. And again, we saw how Fubara also went to the state assembly, took over the state assembly, kind of destroyed the property and all that. And when it comes to impeachment, you cannot, get the approval to start spending money just based on three people. Three people can form a quorum. So the whole stage was set, for them to impeach this guy, Fubara. And then that was when Tinubu stepped in. Again, Tinubu's focus, for the most part, is always politics first. So he thinks in politics. And when all of this was happening, I believe Tinubu and his men were kind of putting out a plan to say, how do we benefit most? It's not about the people, per se. It's how do Tinubu consolidate his power and bring River State into his book. So when you have all these guys saying that, we're not going to follow you to see Wiki, we are for Fubara and all of that, that was the whole thing that was going on. Then you had people also, the PDP was supporting them. The LP also was supporting Fubara then, because it was at that point that the LP withdrew its law case, from court, because the LP had gone to the court to say, we don't trust this election. Good night, Kathy. Thanks for joining and all of that. So, they did this, and then at some point, Fubara, there was a chokehold on Fubara. Fubara could not cope. And at some point, he had to be like, okay, the president waded in. And now from I will never follow you to see Wiki, then this was the next one that came out from River State. So they changed from I will never follow you to Wiki to say, okay, Fubara is now our governor and Wiki is our national leader. The same set of individuals. This is where the guy is dancing, I will never follow you to see Wiki. Now they're the one coming out to say, Wiki is our national leader, Fubara is our governor. So again, that was, when all this thing was still ranging, they said they met, Wike met with Fubara and they settled their whole case, and seems like everything was okay. Now, as a result of that, I think Fubara was advised that he should just pipe low. And because, Tinubu effectively saved him from that impeachment. Now, you could argue that Tinubu actually acted, above his powers as the president, that could be plausible, right? Because there are arguments for and against that. Number one, there was no visible threat at the time, when Tinubu removed Fubara. And if you have actually gone through that argument, you will be right. But again, there was also the argument that, you know what, there were rancors and there were rumors that, you know, pipeline is going to be, you know, destroyed and all of those. But again, that was not really evidence, except the president can prove. And again, we have a National Assembly that's going to rubber stamp anything and everything that the president does. So at the end of the day, that was the end. Bad character people. Yeah, that's who they had. River State election is always crazy. So this is where we are now. This was when he was actually storming in the Rivers headquarters to go, take over. In clear contradiction of the contradiction of the separation of powers. This was him, you know, going in at the time, and all of those, and then you have that, and then today we can see him singing on your mandate. You know, on your mandate we should stand, and that was what did finish everything today. So we'll see what happens. But again, I think for now, it is what it is. It's now an APC member. And then when you look at that, effectively all of the governors in the South are now under the APC party. It's a bigger implication for what comes in 2027. Because right now, it's going to be very difficult for PDP and maybe ADC now to effectively have an advantage in the South. I think Southeast is still kind of up for grab. I still think that the APC is not going to do well in the Southeast, okay? Just because of interplay of so many things in the Southeast. But we'll see what happens. That's that about that with respect to Fubara. Now, talking about defection also, one of the major loss for the PDP is the fact that this guy, Ademola Adeleke, I know he's been in the news with respect to him and the wife of the president having some banters when the wife of the president, Remi Tinubu, went for our coronation ceremony yesterday. But that being said, he also defected. I think what the controversy between Adeleke and the wife of the president was what really made the news. But the major thing is that he, the governor of Osun State, has actually defected from the PDP. Is now a member of the Accord Party. And this was Tinubu when he was actually berating the opposition.
Political parties fearful of members leaving may be better served by examining their internal processes and affairs rather than fearfully conjuring up demons that do not exist. For me, I would not say try your best to put your house in order. I will not help you to do so either. It is indeed a pleasure to witness you in such a disarray.
So again, that's him berating them, and I think Saraki was there. Let me see at that point. Yeah, you can see the smirk on Saraki's face. And that has been really the reality of the opposition party. The APC is doing everything it can to destroy this party, and then the opposition party also, they're doing everything they can to make sure that they are destroyed. And that's the reaction. Talking about another defection that we have just today, also we can see that Governor Adeleke now formally has defected to the Accord Party.
And so I'm going to do the introduction. I'm not going to say people and this is the moment people can go live.
The National Secretary, all the Central Working Committees of Accord in Nigeria will be
Men led in spirit to give us a
Governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, deserves to be returned. He has done a lot. He's a light. And Excellency,
Okay.
I stand beside you.
I don't know why this is just going off and on. And again, so we see him there, the Accord Party. Governor Adeleke Ademola is running again. He wants to go for a second term. I still don't have any major take on how things are going around there. But again, given what is happening in PDP, is actually gone out. Now, talking about APC in Osun State, I mean, they did some kind of funny gymnastic where they said they've disqualified, I think, 6 or 7 people from the elections on the APC party. So they've stripped down the numbers of those that was going to face Ademola Adeleke to 2 people. I will see if I can get something on that one. But this is Ademola Adeleke now running. At least that is so sure that he's running. For his second term, and we'll see what happens.
That you're the light, which is on top of a hill, which can never be hidden.
At this historical point,
Okay, this is him, yeah? Yeah. I don't know why this is failing. Let's see.
our task is to sustain a united front
Okay.
as we prepare for the elections. We have a duty to ensure an inclusive leadership where the interests of all groups are cared for. Our party, Accord Party, is here to take over Osun governance and sustain the delivery of good governance in our dear state. Since I joined the party more than a month ago,
Okay.
I have been fascinated by the philosophy of this great party. The focus on people's welfare should always be at the heart of public leadership.
I think he has actually improved in his reading skills. That's been better than the time when he read. He was reading some times ago, and I was like, why is he reading this way? I don't know what he's done, but again, it is what it is, right?
The primary essence of a government is the welfare and well-being of the people. As a governor, I have prioritized the welfare of our people, from workers to the entire citizenry. Day and night, we implemented policy and programs to elevate the well-being of our people.
Excellency, as the national chairman of Accord, I hereby present officially your membership card to you. Excellency, now that we have officially unveiled you, we want to hand over the flag of Accord to you so that the whole world will know that today Osun State is Accord. I hereby hand over the flag of Accord and we urge you, to use it and unveil this place, mount it, circulate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if that paper lost, all he promises still lost. The guy, I don't even understand the guy, to be honest with you. I just feel like, anyway, I mean, he wrote on the Davido Adeleke name, and I mean, he has the money backing him, so he needs to slow down with food. He's struggling to talk. Well, the guy uses dance as his exercise, always dancing and all of that. Yeah, but I agree with you. He does this to calm down. Hi, Anthony. Welcome to the show. Yeah, so this is him after defecting. Now he's joined the Accord. It's just so interesting that these politicians don't have ideology. They don't even have anything, to be honest with you. They just go around, shop for the next party and see what comes along. And I know he's been actually romancing APC for a long time, but he knows that there is no path there. So he's decided to just go with Accord Party. We'll see how that works out.
Dance with it.
Again, that's that about that. That's for Osun State. We're in the week of defection. Talking about the other opposition, this guy, who has been in politics for God knows when, also wanted to run as a governor. Disqualifying us from Osun State APC primary is a joke and an embarrassment. Omishore. There's a limit to what a party can do in candidate disqualification. The Electoral Act says nomination of a candidate is not the prerogative of any party. Okay, so he was the former national secretary of APC.
We lost the election in 2022.
Hi, Dali, welcome to the
That's
show.
the former governor.
Hi,
Yeah,
Anthony,
lost the election
welcome.
in 2022. After the election lost, we did a post-mortem. How we lost the election, led by Professor Ademola, Minister of Health. The report was submitted and pointed at the fact that Governor Yola Oyitola made us to lose the election. And the report said that there are 3 or 4 of his cabinet members who aided the loss.
Okay.
So it became a problem for the state all over. So that is why we will not believe that going further, we should do a thorough primaries. Unfortunately, the former governor Oyitola now is not sponsoring one of those aiders of the election losses. So the entire state, the leadership of the state, they are against his position, and he's trying to impose the candidate on the state. And I want to make sure that I want to really explain that I don't want you to drag Mr. President to this matter. Because Mr. President is the leader of the country. He has done well for everybody. He has been fair to all concerned. So in the bit of it, there's a mixture and a confusion about it. And we want to win election in 2026. So we cannot go the same way, the same route we went to lose the election.
Yeah, just to put in context also, I wait for my country. All of them are not leaders, but opportunists. Of course, yeah, they're all. They put in so much money, and then that's why when they get in there, they still with no fear of God in their heart. Let me just put it that way. Now, this Omishore is the guy that he actually won a Senate election from prison. This guy. I remember then it was the one that, said he had something to do with the death of, was it Adeleke or so? It's just crazy. Yeah, then Omishore trouble stems from the assassination of the then Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Chief Adeleke, on December 23, 2001. In Ibadan, I mean, a bitter feud. Now, that was alleged, okay? That wasn't really, whatever happens with that, we don't even know up until today. But that's what I'm saying. He was impeached as a deputy governor in December 20, 2002, arrested on December 27, 2002, and detained at Agodi prison in Ibadan while awaiting trial for alleged involvement in the murder. He was later acquitted in 2003 due to lack of evidence. What do you expect?
This character has made us to lose 2022. That be repeated as well. And Albert Einstein says that insanity is doing the same thing, the same way, and expecting
this guy's quoting about Einstein. Okay.
different results.
Okay.
So the issue of having a proof or not a proof is actually established in that regard. And the chairman of that committee, I wasn't the chairman of that committee, who said there are pressures on him. Okay. And because they wrote the report, the fourth situation of other people, which I showed the appeal committee clearly, and they saw it. And the appeal committee up to today cannot submit their report as well. So everything is becoming confusion. So the issue now is former Governor Oyitola versus the rest of Osun State leadership and the party members.
Okay, so we'll see.
He's trying to impose a former commissioner for finance on us, and it's doing that with impunity.
Okay.
We'll have first that basically if you have a candidate, campaign for your candidate, make case for your candidate, and let's go and.
Yeah, sorry, I have to get out of this. It's just, I don't know why this is buffering. And that's unfortunate. I mean, the level of impunity is crazy. And talking about someone criticizing the government of Tinubu today is no other person. I mean, I wasn't even expecting this.
Tinubu didn't have to send the Air Force and the military to deal with this particular insurrection, this threat to our own sense of security and equilibrium. No.
Okay, so this guy was named, I think they named the National Theatre after him. Now he's saying that Tinubu should have actually sent his son, Sheyi Tinubu, to Benin Republic. Let's just listen to what he has to say.
There are easier ways of doing it. Let me tell you where Tinubu should have looked for forces to quell that insurrection. Right here in Lagos.
Okay.
Right here. Or in Abuja, perhaps, I don't know. But there was no need to call the military or the Air Force.
Okay.
I'll tell you what happened. On one of my home visits, this about 2 months ago, I was coming out of a hotel and I saw what looked like a film set. And I said, oh, they're shooting a film. That was on the grounds of this hotel.
Okay.
And a young man detached himself from the actors, came over and greeted me, very polite, very nice young man. And I said, are you shooting somebody? I said, I'm just joking. Are you shooting a film? He said, no. And I looked around.
Okay.
There was nearly a whole battalion occupying that the grounds of that hotel in Ikoyi, right here.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, for just what he's trying to say was that it wasn't an hotel. It had a lot of, cars, just a line of chains of cars come out. A young person came to greet him. I was like, oh, are you here for a movie or something? I see so many cars. Is this Nollywood or what? And he says, no. Okay, so let's listen.
So I got back in my car and I asked the driver who that young man was. And he told me. And I saw this SWAT team, a mixture. They were at least heavily armed, at least some 15 or so heavily armed to the teeth.
Yep.
Security personnel. Looked sufficient to take over a small country, neighboring city like Benin. And I think the next time the president should just call and say, Sheyi, go and quell the rebellion over there. I was so astonished that I started looking for the National Security Advisor. I said, track him down for me. I think they got him somewhere in Paris, but I was with the president. He was at a meeting. And I said, I've just seen something I can't believe, I don't understand. And I described the scene to him.
Okay.
I said, do you mean that a child of the head of state goes around with an army for his protection or whatever? I couldn't believe it. Later on, I did some investigative journalism. And I inquired, and I found that apparently this is how this young man goes around with his battalion, his heavy armed soldiers. Of course, the road was cleared before his car went out. I stayed until it seemed he was leaving. So next time there's an insurrection, I think the president should just call that young man and say, go and put down those stupid people there. You have enough troops under your command, so don't bother me with all these security issues any longer. Let's not overdo things. This is not the first country.
Yeah, again, and that's the challenge. It's just unfortunate, Again, yeah, you could say that he actually supported Tinubu, right? For him to be president. I mean, the impunity that comes with this government is just quite astonishing. I mean, there was a video that I saw that I just saw security men going around, and it was like a procession. It was a procession, like they came in like a procession, and they were actually saluting Sheyi Tinubu. They were saluting the young guy, and it was quite funny because on a normal day, why would you, have the son of a president, somebody that has not done any election, he doesn't occupy any any political office and all that. And then you have this policeman come in, and then they saluted him, and then it was like what is happening? Maybe they withdraw security for VIP. They still have securities with VIPs, especially politicians. They still have them. It's just quite unfortunate the way it is. And when he moves, right? You see, that's how the guy moves. You just see him moving with all these policemen and all of that, and that's quite unfortunate. Look at this is one of it, right? Look at him here. One, I can count 1, 2 with full gun, 3, 4. You see, and then this black person too, I believe she's gonna be part of the orderly, of Tinubu, of Sheyi Tinubu. So again, it's just quite quite unfortunate that that's what this whole thing has turned into. And the guy goes into different places, you know, he's also trying to build his own political capital. He's the prince of Nigeria, not the prince of Dubai. yeah, quite unfortunate. And then you have citizens that are exposed to banditry, exposed to different security issues. And that's quite unfortunate. Again, I just digress. Let me see if he has anything to still say here.
That has a head of state. It's not the first country whose head of state has families. And I think children should know their place. They are not potentates. They're not heads of state. And the security architecture of a nation like this suffers some injury and alienation when we see such a heavy devotion of security to one young individual.
Nigerian name should be changed to Tinubu. Yeah, hi Yomi, welcome. Yeah, I mean it's just quite unfortunate, you know, the level of impunity that we see. Well, yeah, I mean I know that people know that he's, you know, he's a supporter of this government, but again, at least it's good that he's calling out some of those things. I mean, it's just too much. Peter Obi's inspiring speech in Abuja. Let me see. This was 5
I've said
hours
repeatedly,
ago.
I'm not a saint, but I'm not a criminal.
You're not a saint, you're not a criminal. Then who are you?
I've managed public money judiciously.
Okay.
And I know that we can achieve something better if we manage our resources more efficiently. If we have people who care about this country, look at where we are today. All we hear is bad news.
Okay.
People say we can't. I said it in Pastor Tommy's birthday. Is that we have a country or the criminals take it over? If we have a country, let's declare war and have that country. Somebody must be in charge. It's either us or criminals. How can criminals overrun us? I've been a governor. And I said it, anybody who can go and see it in Anambra State. I told them it's either them or me. One person must have the space.
Okay.
And with
Yeah. I don't even know if I should listen to this whole thing. It's 16 minutes. Right now, I think the focus, and this is what I always say, the focus of Obi should be how can we beat these people in their own game? How can I build a formidable force? Unfortunately, you know, the ADC actually did reply him. But again, let me listen to what he has to say. Because it might drop some.
Why can't we deal with it as in Nigeria?
Okay, yeah.
Why are people occupying our waters and everything?
And sorry, one more time for just pausing. Please help subscribe to this channel. Thanks for the comment. Thanks for the like. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Today, we spend more time chasing young boys with computers and say they are doing Yahoo people. When people are stealing the billions which we have as a government. Why are we wasting our time?
Now speech we want chop will be okay.
Why are we doing that? Why are we chasing young men all over the place? I can assure you that all the money that Yahoo people have stolen in 1 year, is not up to the amount of money that has been stolen in government in 1 day. I have been an insider. What we want is those who are stealing our public money. I'm not encouraging anybody to steal, but we will deal with those who are stealing our common resources first. Let's catch them first. They are the ones causing us problems. They are the ones who have a lot of money without productivity. They are the ones.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean, I speak to one chop, speech go rescue us from this. Nigerian politicians are the same. You are not a saint. So what are you? You're me, Henry, speaking there. Do you think Obi made a mistake not campaigning for the Lagos Labour Party candidate for the gubernatorial elections after he lost? Imagine that momentum took Lagos away from Tinubu. Yeah, no. So again, the Lagos state governorship election dynamics was quite different from the presidency. You know, when it got to the presidency, there was a lot of factors that worked against Tinubu. Number one is the Muslim ticket. Number two is that APC at the center was doing a very terrible job. Remember, 3 months to the end of 2023, Buhari's tenure in 2023, the guy seized all the cash in Nigeria and brought in some new Naira notes and all of that. There was petroleum scarcity. Buhari was quite a disaster and a failure. So all of that worked against Tinubu. The Muslim ticket was a major factor. But when it came to governorship, I think that that was where there was kind of a divergence between the Lagos people and also the LP candidate. People were kind of scared of a Bolabo. And also, I think his campaign, you know, even what he got was just based on the momentum that he got from Peter Obi. But at least the speech, you know, be from paper. Yeah, we need to fight. No be speech. Stealing is stealing. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, I just felt that this is where I think we missed it, or this is where I think Peter Obi missed it. And again, it could be all talk, okay, because I'm not the one in that shoes. And I always want to give that grace because, again, it's when you're in the shoe that you know where it's pinching. I felt that immediately after his election, he should have actually taken over the Labour Party. He should have put his foot down, told like Abure, it's time for you now. You've helped to this point. We need to chart a course. But Peter Obi is the kind of person that didn't really want to wade into the issue that Labour Party had. And that was where he made a big mistake. And again, that was when Kenneth Okonkwo came out and said he shouldn't have done that. He should have actually go in because, see, these people, these politicians in all parties, including Labour parties, they don't send anybody. They don't send anybody. So as he was thinking about how do we chart a course for Nigeria, these guys, the Abure, the Apapa, and all of that, the Apapa, the Apapa guy, I believe that guy was just an APC loyalist. So much more so that I think he has some affiliation with the APC. But Abure was a different, game entirely. Abure was just, I want to hold on to this power. At that point in time, I was advising then that Peter Obi should step in, settle this guy, give them, possibly some role or something. But again, people were like, no, he shouldn't have waded in and all that. I mean, there was a back and forth argument and all that. I don't want to go into it right now. Peter Obi is well-meaning, but Nigeria is not redeemable. Frederick Lugard was a clever colonialist. He built Nigeria so that he can enjoy what he built. No, he no get any party. ADC, Atlantic says, ADC, no way PDP, no way. Better start a new party. But again, if you're starting a new party from scratch today, how does that work going into 2027?
Suffering from inflation to high rate of exchange because there are billions without productivity. Let's deal with it. And I most sincerely thank all of you for your abiding faith in our country, for your belief in the new Nigeria. I can't thank you enough. I even thank the others who have different choices. Democracy is about choice. And I've always said it. If I come into a room where everybody loves me, I will leave. Because there's something wrong. There must be people who hate you even for the sake of you. So I respect those who have different choices.
Yeah, we covered that Fubara stuff. The problem is Tinubu has captured the whole Nigeria. Tinubu played a very dangerous long game. Even the whole security issue that we're talking about here with respect to Tinubu, he knows what he's doing. It was a very dangerous one. He actually did set up the North, with respect to that security thing. So that was why all of the guys he was giving his guys, Minister of Finance, give them this one, FIRS, gave his guy all those, Bumi Tunji Ojo gave him interior and all of that. But the main security stuff, he gave it to the North. such that he could have some plausible deniability when it comes to the miserable job that all those service chiefs did, and the heightened rate of insecurity. So he made sure that, a northerner was there. So that it wouldn't be that, oh, you put a southerner there. Now it was when everything was now crashing down, and then you saw the Trump's tweet, and then it's like, okay, fine. I think there's a threat here now. And then he made some changes. Again, even in that too, I want to bring the Minister of Defense, who is a Christian. So this guy is just a political juggernaut, or whatever it's called. The same thing, when it comes to security, the Southeast, nobody has been held responsible for how the Southeast are falling to the hand of different groups terrorizing the whole neighborhood. And again, we might say, okay, you want to blame this guy, Nnamdi Kanu and all that. But my question is, while he was in prison, who was in charge? Who was calling the shots? Who were those ensuring that the Southeast becomes more destabilized? So there's a lot of stuff around that I feel that there's an intention, either number one, to just not get involved, to allow things to be in a decayed position so that they can actually get some political benefits from that. Yeah, let me see. The problem is that Tinubu has captured the whole thing. Yeah, Fubara defected today to APC. And this guy also from PDP, Ademola Adeleke, also, defected to Accord Party. Now that's where things stand right now. Effectively, all the South, they are now under. They now belong to the APC governor. Someone was saying that actually 4 out of those, one in a different party. Now they're now all under the APC. This criminal will leave power. This criminal will not leave power except we stand up to them. Yeah, and again, at least to demand some accountability. It'll be your well-meaning, but Nigeria was not created by Lugard to help Nigeria. You are trying to help Nigeria. You are not part of the Lugardian agenda.
But you who believed in the right thing, I sincerely thank you. I thank you for even standing till today. Amidst all this pain and suffering, you still believe there will be a Nigeria. Okay. I still believe there will be a Nigeria.
Yeah, that's where Nnamdi Kanu, I disagree with this guy. Nnamdi Kanu has not even been a fan of Peter Obi from day one, though. So, again, I'm just putting that out there. And I'm not a fan of both of them,
Professor Pat went somewhere now. Somebody said, you're everywhere. I say yes. Because we have to deal with this issue. Okay. We can't just walk away. But everybody knows the pain. Like I said, I've written something here. There's pain, what we are going through. Some of you might not know and some will know what people are going through in this country. I was in a church this morning, and they asked somebody, what is your hope for Nigeria? He said he's praying for Nigeria. He's praying for politicians.
Okay.
I said, please, reduce your prayers and put some in action.
I also say that to you also, Obi. We need some good action. Right now, you've not come out affirmatively to tell the people what your strategy is, what the path is, how things is expected to go in 2027, except possibly you're looking at some other avenue after 2027. But as we speak right now, ADC is even saying that, you know what, there's no automatic ticket. Come in and participate or fight for the ticket. Now, ADC itself is as useless as it comes because ADC, okay, let me see this. Do you think Atiku can afford to buy 176, 846 number of LED plasma television? I don't know right now with just ADC, just stand alone. I don't know. It's quite unfortunate.
I'm a politician. I'm a politician in Nigeria.
Okay.
And I can tell you, please, I will tell you, reduce your prayers for us. The people you are praying for are among the most wicked people on the surface of the earth. So it is good that you reduce it. and put some in action. I visited Tongu Magaji with Dr. Mo in a primary health care where they have over 50 women that are pregnant. In a primary health care, over 50 women that are pregnant.
Okay.
That primary health care had only one staff attending to. I said over 50 is pregnant. There's other ones that are not pregnant. There were over 100 women in that place.
Again, one thing I also want Obi to work on. Do you think we can afford all this? Yeah, I don't know when Nigeria is heading to everything is too costly. Yeah, everything is costly because subsidy was removed. Yeah, and it's just normal law of economics that once you remove the major base, I mean, that's the major driver. And we'll see what happens. Peter Obi, by the way, that's the number of 176, that's the number of polling units that we had as of 2023 elections. And that was one of the things that when Peter Obi, the LP, went to the tribunal to contest the election of Tinubu, unfortunately, they were not able to even give some substantive proof that the election was stolen. I mean, if you read the prayers, it became very difficult that they were actually arguing with respect to certain modalities. Like, number one, Tinubu stole that there was a 460,000 money that he was convicted of, and he had to, settle as a result of that, so that he won't be convicted. Then they talk about Shetima being the VP. Then they talk about a little bit of logistic stuff and then glitches. There was really nothing substantive with respect to this is what I think we got. Right? And they were relying on INEC, and INEC was not going to even yield and budge to their demands. That's the problem. Peter Obi, by the way, that's the number of polling units. Yeah, I don't know, things are costly. Yeah, Nigeria to be fine again, it will not be easy. No, Nigeria is in a very, very dire strait. Very, very dire strait. And the people have not really benefited. And that's why, someone was saying earlier this morning that the problem is that the Benin people were actually in support of the coup against Nigerians' own way. Yeah. Reduce your speech, put some in action.
Only one staff.
Okay.
And I said, Madam, I want to see all the facilities there. Got a roof that's gone off and it's raining. There was no light. It doesn't have light. And I went into the delivery room. There was no toilet.
Okay, I'm going to move on.
Living a luxurious life.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Who dismantle this criminality.
How? That's a question. How do you want to do that, bro? How do you want to dismantle that? And that's what I'm asking.
It is a very uncaring thing. Very, very uncaring. Today, the world is competing only on one today education. If you compare us with every other nation that is doing well, the only reason why they are doing better is education.
No, the only reason why they are doing better is that somebody laid the foundation. It's not just education alone. It has to be rounded. Not just education. Education is one of those things. Okay, Nigeria wasn't created to benefit the people. It was designed for a purpose by Lugard. This small group of elites are doing the bidding of the neo-colonialists. Yeah.
It is shown in every study that the more educated you are, the better your development.
Okay.
And then we have to renovate the house of the president, 6.9 billion.
Okay. Yeah, I know. The vice president and all
to
that.
To buy cars, vehicles in the
again, I think Obi would be better served if he tries to, like, when he does his speech, and I like the way he tries to put numbers, but I think that, you want to put in numbers, he's talked about 50 pregnant women, 100 pregnant women, one person and all that. Now he's quoting numbers. At times he models all these numbers up and then he comes and says, go and verify. I think the best way or what he can do is give your speech, let it be kind of rounded, don't let it be too long, and then let people have, this is what you want to do. Unfortunately, he's not equipped with the infrastructure right now to be able to at least break the monopoly. I swear how. After school work, that's the problem. After school, no work, that's the exactly. So if you get content, no work for you in this content. Exactly. That's the thing. The thing is that it has to be all-rounded. And again, it did some good things in Anambra State. But at the end of the day, once you go to school and you can't read, then how do you... That's why I think it should be holistic. But again, he's been a governor.
Supplementary budget for the president, 6.9 billion. To buy cars for the first lady, 1.6. Total of 8.4 billion. But we have for scholarship, for loan for students, 5 billion. No country functions like this. And this cannot continue. We use 21 billion naira to build a health facility in Aso Rock, where the occupants don't even go to hospital here.
Okay.
Our budget for a national hospital, which is our number one, is 2.8 billion capital vote. So it's not even up to 10% of what we are using. Tell me, I have served as a governor, and anybody can go and check and ask the people there. When they said they have a clinic in the lodge, and I said, you can't have it here. Go to the general hospital.
Okay.
If governor is sick, they carry him there.
Oh, really? Okay.
There's no reason why President of Nigeria cannot be treated in the national hospital.
Okay.
The reason why I said this is because we said we don't have the resources. We have the resources.
Okay.
We need to manage it very efficiently. There's nothing wrong with Nigeria. We have one of the best fertile land in the world. We have one of the best air.
Again, what is going to do? Yeah, the 1914 system is just what is not just working for us. But again, I think what I'm just thinking is, what if we go back to true federalism, where each region is allowed to develop, by its own, in its own pace and by its own self. If a Nigerian likes is sick, they go to London. That's how Lugard created it. Yeah, again, the truth is bitter, right? I guess that's what you want to say. To mention money in Nigeria is too easy for our politicians. To help people with money is too hard for our government. Yeah, that's the reality.
God gave us oil, gave us all sorts of mineral resources. Our waters have the best fishes. The only thing that we lack is leadership. Leadership that is willing.
The truth is bitter, yeah. But how has Obi shown leadership with respect to the little he was given? This is what I think, and this is what my theory is. Again, before you get mad at me, just listen. Tinubu didn't become president just by showing fought for one election. He got one state. He got more states. He got, people in the National Assembly. As at that time, even the thing that Jonathan was thinking, that nobody knows, APC will accuse him of doing it. They were on his neck. They were doing everything to sabotage him. They were doing everything to make sure, that Jonathan didn't have a field day. When Obi's party, became prominent, the Labour Party, they were given, people voted across the length of the country. Let's even forget about the dissatisfaction with the way, the election went. They were given governorship. They had state members. They had National Assembly, office holders, politicians who won. And right now, I don't even see anything coming in, from Labour Party. The only person that I think is trying to at least do one or two things is Alex Otti. Every other person, most of them, they've even moved out of the Labour Party. Do you understand? I'll continue to vote for him. Yeah, Tinubu was rigged in. Yeah, it would not help the people. That's not his job. And if Obi didn't win, there would definitely be a revolution. If Obi didn't win, are you talking about the 2027 elections? Nigerian politicians live a luxury lifestyle and they can't give accountability of their positions, including all government parastatal. Yeah, I agree with that. In fact, I believe that the fraud in the government parastatal is also as massive as what you have with the politicians. Horizon Global Media, thanks. You're listening from London. Yeah. And it's just quite unfortunate. What solution did he have for Nigeria? Walk us through your solution instead of making statement gymnastic. Yeah, I think no matter how good the solution is, it becomes very, very important for you to say, even no matter how good it is, how do I even get to a position where I can implement all those solutions? And that's what we don't have. That's what we don't have. Someone was saying that 176,000 plus polling units for you to even be able to man that. And INEC is not going to do that for you.
To sacrifice for our future. And that is what all you see today is magic. If we say the rate of exchange is bad, we start chasing breed to change people on the street. Have you ever seen that before happening anywhere in the world? Everywhere you go in the world, for those of you who came from Europe, breed to change is every country in the world. So why are we chasing breed to change? What is breed to change? Breed to change is neither the supplier, nor is it the person who is demanding. He's just the market provider for those who willing seller and willing buyer. He has committed offense.
Okay.
When everybody knows that the only way you can show up your currency is by a simple thing, productivity.
Yeah, okay. Nigeria didn't make use of their constitution. Politicians have their own construction, so that's where the problem is. They've effectively taken over the political structure. What solution does it have for Nigeria? It's very difficult. No matter how good your solution is, if you don't have a political party structure that is well entrenched and to ensure that people's vote count, then it becomes useless, unfortunately. So that this guy named Peter, we can take a look at. Hi, Onilade, welcome to the show. Yeah.
The more you produce, the more you deal with issue of stability of your currency. But what is even shocking, they are chasing breed to change people. People are even selling naira. Are not chasing them. They're
Okay, this seems to be
together.
more like an old down speech.
We're not going to go away.
Yeah, okay.
People have said, a woman that have said is doing it for his children. People have said they gave the young people hope. It is our country. I've said repeatedly, I'm not a saint.
Yeah,
Can we deal with it as in Nigeria? Why are people occupying our...
Why does Peter Obi always say he's not a saint? I don't know. Like, why are you always saying you're not a saint? It is what it is. ADC replies Peter Obi on zoning, begs him to join. Yeah. again, I don't know where Peter Obi stands with the ADC. Right now, the ADC is going to be as useless as it comes if Peter Obi does not join that ticket. Yeah. And if Peter Obi runs outside of the ADC, I don't even know how they'll be able to build a formidable force given the current state of the political affairs, that we have in this country. That's just my own take. So it is what it is. Let me see if I can pick up some other things. I know I have some things that I did bookmark here. Let me just see what's even happening right now, on X. After I had this work last small. Okay, what's this? Let me see. Osun APC is in disarray as one of the local government chairman of APC rain causes on former governor Itola for blocking Iola Omishori from getting the governorship ticket of the party. Yeah, I think possibly maybe Adeleke will still win. Peter Obi said it because he understands everything that is happening. Yeah, but understanding is one thing. What do we do to change the whole trajectory? Because, they had like 2+ years, right? Peter Obi's problem is that he has the people in mind. He doesn't understand Nigeria. Yeah, again, the people that you have in mind, it's good to have people in mind. But again, the people themselves, no matter how good you are to them, when it comes to time to vote, unfortunately, they don't vote the way you think. As good as a human activist Gani Fawehinmi was, when he ran for presidency thinking that, okay, fine, let me change things, he didn't even get votes. He didn't get votes. Showore has been in the arena for how many election cycle now? The guy can't even boast, of a sizable number of people voting for him. So I think the whole thing is that the politicians have already, understood and created a system that will keep people perpetually, in this loop. And that's what is happening. It's not easy for Peter Obi, that's why he always speaks out. Yeah. Okay. So then what next? And I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not. See the way they've treated Fubara. The guy cried for his life, right? He's now saying PDP did not stand by him, so now he's joined APC. Osun APC is in disarray. One of the local government chairman of the APC rained curses on former governor Oyetola for blocking Iola Omishori from getting the governorship ticket. What's this?
Hello, Chairman. To sọ̀rọ̀ tán sí Mr. Fayemi Abikile porúkọ yín. Àṣìlẹ̀ ń sọ lẹ́nu tẹ́bàrẹ̀ tó máa bá ń sọ ilé tó ń jó tọrọ. Aláṣẹ, bàbá ńlá aláṣẹ ni olórí burúkú gbà ní pẹ̀lú statement ẹ̀sọ́ láti yẹn. Pé tàbá mú mi sọ̀rọ̀ wọn àmúni kò ní dá fún ẹ.
Okay, let me just leave this one. Let him choose a platform and see what happens. A free and fair election will produce a Peter Obi presidency. Let us put it to test. Why is... Yeah, Tinubu is defeatable. Of course. Is defeatable, but I'm also here. I try to be a realist as much as I can. And again, that might come with a lot of backlash. Tinubu is defeatable, but even for you to be able to go to the tribunal and say, this is what it is, you have to understand and build a structure. So again, when you say you should choose a platform, are you saying that you should create like a new platform that will stand? Because I'm wondering, like, what platform? He has the Labour Party, even though they have problems. So is he going to create a new platform like the ADC or create another one for him to run? I'm just trying to figure out how that would work to his benefit today as we speak. And remember, he has the obedient movement. And the last thing we got from that is that Maurice Moye, who was the person that was meant to mobilize, said he's no longer interested because it was just that everybody's working in silos. Lugadians are in charge, keep the people poor, hungry, and desperate. Obi thinks he can fight Lugard. There can never be a free and fair election in Nigeria. Jagaban didn't win, it was rigged. We all know it's rigged. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's that about that. Let me see where things stands here. I don't know. I'm just trying to catch up with this issue with Harrison, but this guy has been, out there, still standing on the story, on the story that Harrison actually stole the money. Let me see what he has to say.
And I receive a lot of messages, a lot of calls for this Harrison matter. I said, we can't tell now. if you judge issues like this, if you look into issues, you remove emotion. You see, this Harrison issue, now just because say our brothers see they with kidnappers, now it make us never see really talk, show now so many things we need to know. But I just want to make una, those of una when they call me, when they write so many things, I won't tell una what una don't know. You see that Harrison?
Just before we continue, that Tinubu is defeatable, but not with this set of opposition. Consider all the backlash he got before becoming the president and still won. The corruption in Nigeria has given volume to political party structure. Political party structure has nothing to do with citizens' choice and right for vote. Let's vote competency, not party. Yeah, I agree with that first part where you talk about the structure, right? The structure it's more like a loop, right? It's more like a loop where, you have all these things to put together. People, are corrupt and they fall for whatever it is that is dangled before them. And then these people still go in to vote the corrupt set of people. And then they come out to complain. And then they still, we repeat that cycle. So it takes something more extraordinary to actually break that loop. Tinubu is defeatable, but not with the set of opposition. Yeah, I did read that. Citizen vote means nothing. Unfortunately, with the way they've actually captured the whole system, it's just crazy. Okay.
Harrison and the victim brother. Now they arrange that money, put the tracker inside. I come inside when they don't do finish before all of us go downstairs. Harrison, this money is correct. I asked the doctor.
So apparently this guy was also involved. Apparently this guy was with Harrison. So I learned that this guy is domiciled in Edo State. And I still don't understand how, for the life of me, they put this VDM picture. What the hell? What does this even mean? It's got 6 packs. Okay. So what do we do with that?
This money correct? Say yes. I say good. All of us go downstairs.
Okay, so this guy was there.
The next thing Harrison say, understand the way body they do him.
Okay.
I say, okay. How your body they do you tell me. I start my car. I drove down to pharmacies to get medications for Harrison.
Okay.
I bring her back to the hotel for where we sit down for down. Harrison take the medication. The next thing say he won't go up. Harrison left us, go upstairs. Now there Harrison for offload that penny. He offload the penny, he paid the money for different bags. 3 bags there.
Okay, so he's talking about the fake currency. Okay. Then what
the
happened?
Police did there. I don't follow police go there, go retrieve the money, go recover the money. Now police follow Harrison go hotel room where they see those money for inside the bag, the 3 bags where Harrison arrange the money put. Harrison come DPO office, they put the money, we count the money together. The money now 5,400,000.
Okay.
Harrison. See many things there.
Okay.
I need to know. But I just say make this our brother come outside before.
You want him to come outside before what? Why did you go to make the video in the first place before securing the release of the man in the kidnapper's net? So now you can't give us the whole story. You want him to come outside. You allegedly were there with him, right? And the family of the guy, okay, is saying that the husband is not yet in, 5.4 is missing, but you broke the story. Now you're saying we should wait for you to hear the full truth. No matter the full truth you want to talk about, the whole thing is out there.
We talk about this thing. When I talk, say VDM, he say make I set Harrison up. Why? Waiting na me VDM won't say I set Harrison up. When this matter happen, I never talk to VDM. No be me informer. So I don't know anything when they try to open their mouth. They talk because of emotion.
Okay.
They don't live life like that.
Okay.
They don't live life like that.
I mean, the whole thing, because we've not heard Harrison's side of the story. Harrison is in custody. I need to confirm if the guy is even out. By now, he should be out, or they should charge him to court or whatever, or possibly there's still investigation going on. But as we speak, we've not even seen any effort by the police to release the victim. Except I'm missing something.
Some people who don't know me, they talk.
Okay.
You don't know me. You don't just judge. You don't know me. If I get bad record, if I dey do those things where Harrison don't do before, share for this matter now, I go to see say they go to come out one after the other. It shows say I don't get bad record. So Harrison wey get bad record because of this matter don't come out now. People don't bring so many things out.
Yeah.
I say am by una self. Una self by una self. The DP of Auchi division, if not be the sense where that man used that night, no be all those one for the top.
Okay.
No be all those one. So all those things one they add now. Una don't they see the truth. The truth don't the thing don't they clear. All of una, some of una, all those vloggers, all of una don't they dress body go back.
Okay.
See, before you say anything for matter where you don't know, verify well. Ask question. I just
Again, I've not heard the side of the guy. I've only heard from you, this Z04. We've heard from VDM. Harrison came out to talk, and what he talked was a no show because he said he couldn't divulge. And what we're saying is that, okay, at this point in time, how is this guy that is we don't even hear so much again from the kidnapped guy? Okay,
make me understand. See, nobody send anybody to set Harrison up.
Okay.
Nobody get personal issue with Harrison. If by now I not do that video, my brothers and sisters, una not go understand what for don't happen to me for Edo North where we did for Edo State. But pay me say Harrison, you know ask question about Kukuruku land. If you ask question, you go no say you know if you come Kukuruku land, come pay money. You know fit. You pay money, you won't come play with us. You don't do things like that. You know you know and you hear say this woman and this man with a day kidnappers net. The woman get belle. Harrison, no be blood the rush for everybody. Just come out first. More look.
You said Harrison spoke. Harrison spoke, and when he spoke, that was I think earlier on. Okay, that was earlier on. He hasn't. I mean, what he said was that he can't actually divulge all that has happened. Okay, and he's not going to say more than that. That was what Harrison said. But we've seen like almost every other day now. We're seeing videos from VDM and this guy. And I'm saying that, yeah, they may have a point. They may be right. I'm not saying they're wrong, but I'm saying that I cannot use just what these guys are talking about because he is a close associate of VDM to just then make a decision on who is either right or wrong here. As far as I'm concerned, the guy still remains in custody, right? If they kidnap you, gather money, the person come out of the money. I'm not talking, again, if the person kidnapped, well, and then the person come out of the money. This is what I'm saying. As of today, there's an accusation that he did take from the money. Harrison did a denial. So in that money, it wasn't for him to steal because they were saying that there's been report that said that the family was with Harrison, the police was with Harrison. This guy also now just said it was actually with Harrison. So at what point? And again, this whole story about, you know what, an individual doing the work of the state is a no-no. Because at some point, I mean, people say it takes a thief to know a thief, right? At some point, you cannot have a country. You cannot sustain a country on this route. So I'm saying that all of a sudden, you see this VDM saying he was the one that orchestrated his arrest. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. This doesn't add up to me. What is happening? Is there something more sinister in play? And again, even the family member of the guy that was kidnapped was with Harrison all throughout the process. So at what point?
More hear what you want to tell people. Okay. I don't want now I go know whether if really now human being you be or not. I greet everybody. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the police have not said anything. There's still interrogation going on. No charges have been filed. Okay, and that's just it. So it's still, I'm saying that there's still something fishy. There's still something fishy going on. But again, it is It is what it is. Security forces in Benin have launched a major manhunt for the soldiers behind the Sunday's failed coup attempt. Several plotters have appeared on the state TV and they're still on the run. France has also joined other nations in condemning the fake takeover. Yeah, we saw this thing. Let's see. Okay, this is another story. I learned that the wife of the chief of defense, the chief of defense staff, the wife was actually killed when those mutineers took over. When they went on TV and when they tried to take over.
Benin Republic is stabilizing after a failed takeover attempt on December 7, when a group of soldiers briefly seized the state broadcaster and claimed to have removed President Patrice Talon from office.
Salut.
Yeah, before I go on that, Harrison and BDM, I don't know the true story on this. Harrison lawyer don't already confirm the allegation. No, what Harrison lawyer said, see, nobody's saying that he didn't take the money. What Harrison lawyer said was this, that he took the money, but then Harrison is saying that, yeah, that normally they take out the money and they replace it with fake currencies. So again, I'm saying that I'm just going to wait. Let's have the full investigation. One day, this guy is going to leave prison and then we can make a decision. I've just been so much, I've just been so much in a position right now where I don't just take people's speech, especially when we know that there was already I would say an enmity brewing between Harrison and VDM. And it's been open. We've seen that, both of them are very big on Facebook and we've seen the rivalry that has been happening. So how come all of a sudden we just see VDM make a call and say, oh, I was the one that spoke about this arrest. Then we see also another associate of VDM come out to say, oh, yeah, this guy is bad. There's been a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of people saying that this Harrison guy did them strong thing. I'm not arguing against that. I don't even know Harrison. I just got to know him 3 weeks or so ago because I'm not that heavy on Facebook. But that being said, I'm saying I'm going to wait. As of today, there's still an interrogation going on. There's been no charges filed. The guy is still in custody. The kidnapped guy has not been released. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Le sens du devoir de notre armée et de ses...
The event sparked alarm in the capital, Cotonou, with residents reporting gunfire near key government buildings. Loyalist forces intervened, arresting several soldiers and bringing the attempt to an end.
Les dernières poches de résistance des
I would like to commend the sense of duty of our army and its leaders, who have
Okay, so this is that. So now
a new
we
direction
have,
for the country.
Okay.
The government later confirmed that 14 people had been arrested, including several active duty soldiers. As the unrest grew, Nigeria, Benin's neighbor, said its military was closely watching the situation because of the risk of it spreading across the border. Later, the Nigerian Air Force entered Benin's airspace to help government forces regain control of the state broadcaster and strengthen security in the capital.
Okay, so we see that that was Tinubu's tweet with respect to that and all that.
Now is how to correct this state of democracy. We are in a democratic state and our soldiers should stay out of power.
Yeah, again, that's that about that. And then we see there were a certain group of U.S., I'll say leaders, that came to Nigeria while I was in Benin. This is a congressman, Riley Moore. Right, I met with dozens of Christians who were driven from their homes and subjected to horrific violence and now lives in IDP. They told a harrowing story that would remain with me for the rest of my life. One woman was forced to watch as they killed her husband. I think we saw the video of that woman. One woman was forced as they killed their husband and 5 children. Another woman's family was murdered in front of her and her baby ripped from her womb. Jesus. One man's family was hacked to death. Wow. There are more than 600,000 Christians in IDP camp in Benue State. These Christians should be able to live in their ancestral homeland without fear of genocidal Fulani. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with respect to that. At least now we have a new Minister of Defense. We'll see what happens. We think concern Nigeria with Benin. That's what people are asking, that how come you are fast to send fighter jets to a neighboring country, meanwhile insecurity is ravaging your own country. We'll see what happens. VDM has over 300 million in his NGO, and it would have been better after VDM's friend discovered Harrison took some money out of the money meant for the kidnappers. At least why not take the 5.4 million out of the 300 and give to the kidnapper? No, I don't think it works that way. That's two different things. If you want to criticize VDM on the 300 million, criticize him. You cannot mix the 5.4 and the 300 million together. But let's see what this guy has to say.
Ebukobi followers. That is Zion ministry. Zion will fly. Zion will fly. Arsenal fans. A girl in a wrong relationship. These are the people you can never advise. Even when you do, they will never.
I don't know about that one. Arsenal fans.
Take your advice.
Okay.
I made a video yesterday. I talked about VDM was too in a hurry to arrest Harrison, to bring Harrison, to drag Harrison, to pull Harrison down, forgetting the main thing.
Okay.
Ignoring the main issue. I talked about lots of things in the video, including fish magnet matter. VDM people don't come. They won't.
Oh, there's a video here. Harrison seen with handcuff after he was arrested. Oh, okay.
My head hit for wall. What did I say? It would have been better if, okay, after they discovered that, oh, Harrison took some money meant for the thieves. Harrison don't thief money. VDM has about 300 million sitting in NGO account doing nothing. Why not take the 5.4? Oh, now waiting the kidnappers talk. Say now waiting me they never release the man. Take the 5.4. Give to the kidnappers. As you claim you have connections with the kidnappers and you've witnessed everything. In fact, you had somebody that was in the bush with them that noticed that they took some money. Take that 5.4 million, give to the kidnappers. The main thing here, the target here, the purpose of everything here is how to get that man and the wife released, which the wife is out already, just the man. Get the man, give them the 5.4 million naira, get the man out, then you come and say, this is what happened with your evidence. All of us go gather, catch Harrison, beat him. But you left the man in the bush to start pulling Harrison down. Harrison's own security claims that this is how he's able to get all these kidnappers. You made him say some things. How he would put chips in the money to track them and everything. Now he's exposed. What have we gained from this whole drag? The man is still in the bush. And a man will always say that the worst thing that can happen to you as a man is to be in captivity of your enemies. Sometimes, as a man, you don't know whether person will carry you nagi. He go to tear your nash. Which
what is this guy talking about? What the hell is this? What's he talking about? Let me just fast forward and
take money and Harrison no take money is off point. Okay. But you know the people that is following video will never understand why I came and made that video.
Okay.
They have.
Again, I'm not a fan of both of them. I'm just saying that when you look at this situation, when you look at this issue, it falls both ways. Okay, you can support Harrison or you can support VDM or you can. That's not my own. My own is just that something looks fishy on both sides. I'm saying, number one, there needs to be an investigation, not at the state level, at a higher level, at a federal level. Number one, investigate Harrison. Investigate Very Dark Man. Investigate Z04 or whatever the guy that came out to first do the video. Investigate even the commissioner of police. Investigate the family members of the person that is in captivity right now. Because things are not black and white. Something looks fishy in this case. On both sides. On Harrison Gwamnishi faked his own kidnap as far back as when kidnapping wasn't even a common thing in Nigeria, because it started on Facebook with the story of how he suffered in prison after being falsely accused of theft by his employer. So many people raised funds for ransom for the fake kidnap until the bubble burst and it was discovered that he lied about being kidnapped. He apologized and was forgiven. A fake kidney failure. He posted a picture and video of himself crying on a fake hospital bed, claiming he had been diagnosed with kidney failure. People started a campaign to save Harrison. $1 million was raised and sent to him until one of the donors decided to travel down to Asaba to go visit Harrison in the hospital so she can physically show support, only to find out that he wasn't in any hospital, nothing like kidney failure. Rather, she found out that he used the money donated to buy himself a white SUV and was cruising. Some demanded their donation back. Others decided to let go. Harrison's wife then was bullied and trolled on Facebook because of what he did until she deactivated her page and left social media. He was married and they had a son. He later came on Facebook to apologize for the scam. He was forgiven. Number 3, he used to pose as a fake lawyer to collect bail money. That year, he changed his profile picture and uploaded a picture of himself wearing a full lawyer's robe and wig. Everyone thought he read law. When he won the Mandela Scholarship to study a diploma in Rutgers University in US, the bubble burst when a Delta State activist called him out for collecting $1.5 million for bail money. He apologized and that matter was dropped. He was forgiven. After gaining trust through numerous charity works, he started a Gary production company called Ademola Gary, then got people to invest millions. After a while, investors called him out for scamming them. He never delivered the Gary to many investors. They said it was all sham. He refunded some of them, then came out to apologize. He was forgiven. Number 5, remember that just 2 years ago, he came on social media to cry out that he is in a serious debt and considering suicide, showing himself in the bush crying. Money was donated to help him. Some accused him of emotional blackmail, but we love him, so that matter was dropped. Number 6, he was also a supporter of Chimak, the man that scammed so many people of millions on Facebook. There's no doubt that he has done good things too, but also understand that it will take a while for those that witnessed what he did before to accept that he's no longer the person that we used to know. That is the whole thing, and these are pictures to back it up. Again, this is undeniable proof. Yeah. Okay, we'll see what. Yeah, again, that's that about that. Now, this is another person. So I'm bringing 2 perspectives here. You need to hear, I'm happy people are now speaking up for Harrison Guam issue December 8th. What does he have to say? Let me see.
On our way now, bloggers. I thank God that Harrison is actually a very humble and wise person, because what these people really tried to do was to bring VDM's head and his head.
Now you said it, okay, nothing but drama, all in the name of money. Yeah, I mean, money is involved.
And knock them together so that they could be enemies. But VDM being wise and Harrison being wise, they understood they have different assignments. They don't try as much to call VDM content creator after fighting for people and all that. Now you know what? Guy has accepted to be a content creator and he has stood on his own. Now Harrison that you people adopted and say this is the guy that deserves the push and all that, he has been trying. And I see the narrative where bloggers they use. That same bloggers will be in the poster. See what they post about them. See what they post about them. Nigeria no be country that they fight for. For you, Nigeria no be country that they fight for. Let's even say, okay, yes, Harrison collected the money. It's just like me. I always tell, when you fight for people, there are expenses that you cater for that people don't even know.
Again, yeah, number 1, Oluwadare, welcome to the show. Alabi Remlekun, welcome to the show. Again, number 1, he decided to fight for the people. Okay. And that's that about that. It was your own prerogative to fight for the people. That's a good cause. But at the same time, there's also a place for accountability. And that's where I understand from the side of people calling for accountability, I understand what they're talking about. There's also the side of people that are saying, you know what, this guy, is doing what even policemen couldn't do. MPF and State Security makes fund available for non-professional MPF specialists assisting Signal Department to achieve operational standard and tracking. He have a paid job but chooses to be a criminal. You're talking about Harrison, right? I learned that he was actually, he got a position to be an SSA in Delta State and he resigned. Possibly this ransom thing was paying more. I don't know. I still don't understand. I still can't figure out what's really going on, to be honest with you.
And most of the expenses, you can't even say it. For instance, if a police is demanding 200,000 or 1 million for them to do some things, you would not even say it. Somebody was duped over 150 million and is even sending me the evidence of even the police asking for 3.5 million for him to actually get approval from.
They do people such large sum of money, like 150 million. Now, I mean, this is alleged. I don't know if it's
Central
true.
Bank to block the account. Can you imagine? You understand my point? So these things, there are things that you don't put outside in the process of fighting for justice because you would not want trouble from police. And it's a sensitive case as kidnap. So any misappropriation, any misrepresentation outside there can make the kidnappers kill those people. So now that the best thing is to carry bad news. ASAP. Bloggers don't generate the news fast because of why? Their own is they don't even care about your mental health. They don't even care about the good you have done. What do they care about? They care about the story that is evil and can generate traffic. They don't.
Yeah, and again, that's the unfortunately, that's where we are right now. Controversy sells. And again, you know, a lot of these guys, a lot of bloggers, that's if you really want to trend, you have to be able to, you know, put yourself in all of those stories. VDM has done it successfully too, right? Just sponge up, get a popular celebrity, just, you know, put out news, put out something, and then you trend. Unfortunately, that's the way the algorithm works today. The same thing also, if you're doing crazy stuff, you're going to go viral. If you're just coming out now, sitting down here, shouting along your tongue with your throat, you know, just talking, reading the news and all that. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to sit down and just, you know, hear the news and all that. You know, people want something that, you know, the next dopamine, the next stuff, the next eat, the next bad thing, the next maybe not so good thing.
Don't even care about you. That's Nigeria for you. So Harrison, I think I don't even need to advise you because I know you are wise. Even when I watched the video you did, I smiled because, I mean, some people would have been pushed to say some things. Cases why I don't fight for, a lot of them, some of them have become ungrateful and doing things that doesn't make sense. But me personally, I can't come out to come and say this, that. All I do is just lean back. You understand? So that it doesn't discourage other people who need justice. Nigerians who can do better. But the truth is, for the people who are voluntarily, genuinely from their hearts.
Yeah, but the question is, people are also like confused right now. They don't even know if Harrison is really genuine. Because people are like, how is he able to track these people? How is he able to talk to these people? How is he the one that, you know, understands these people? Why can't the police go deliver the money? Should it be Harrison? Okay, now that Harrison has fallen, okay, with respect to the ransom thing, why is it that we don't have the guy as we speak? They've recovered the 5.4 million. So how come they've not released the guy's family? Have the kidnappers, you know, changed location or something? But again, it's what it is. I'm going to move on with respect to this. This was the video he made, and I'm not going to play it again, but it was just saying that there are a lot of things they cannot defend now. They praise you when you succeed and crucify you when the mission doesn't go as planned. The kidnappers are now celebrating because they've realized I was invited to help track them down. I was in Edo State solely to assist. Again, one of the things I'm asking myself is this. Do you know that those guys in the bush and those guys kidnapping people, those are just the people at the lowest level of this operation? Do you know they have kingpins? Do you know they have leaders? Do you know there's times when some of these policemen are also involved? Do you know there are also backdoor dealings? How are we sure that the police, and that's why I'm saying I need to hear from all sides, how are we sure that the police is not even involved? I'm just saying. How are we sure that somebody is not involved that actually has given the police a hand? How are we sure that the police have not given somebody a hand, that there are actually tracking devices in all of those? Because he was saying that there was, you know, a police person with him, there was a family person with him. So in between the police person and the family person, how come 5.4 just went off like that and they didn't know? And this guy Zedo also said it was also with them. So what's happening? What's happening? I don't know, man. I don't know. But it is what it is. Just in Edo State Police is to charge Harrison for illegal possession of fake Naira note. Okay, let me listen to this one.
So thank God now, everybody eyes don't declare. People now don't they understand what happened now. When now they tell now from the beginning, say that Abuja kidnapper boy get her for this old kidnapping, whatever. And I don't understand.
He's saying Abuja kidnapper boy is actually referring to VDM. Now that's alleged. I don't know what he's talking about. But again, maybe it's comedy, maybe it's real. That's just
police in Edo State. What did they want charge Harrison for now? They say he dey in possession of fake currency, fake Nigerian currency. And I want to ask you something. Because you see, Harrison has been doing this same method before. He has been using this same method before. Because you see, even in movie, they use fake money just to do some things. It's allowed by law. You get it? So now, Harrison now is like someone that is working on behalf of the security. Because it's there, it's legal under the Nigerian constitution. Because I hear people, they say, where is the Nigerian police? Why a private citizen, when no be police, when no be army, go they negotiate, is there all over the world. In the UK, it gets some group of people. They are not police, they are not being paid by the government. Now then they track 419 online. They get their own software, they get their own technology. So when you do UK and they do fraud, now then they catch people. They will catch you, can hand you over.
Okay, again, Edo State Police to charge Harrison for possession of fake Naira note. I'm just trying to look at that. Okay, yeah, it's still in police custody. I've said that again. Took over of this. Okay, defense claim. Harrison lawyer released a statement on December 6, explained that Harrison allegedly replaced 5.4 out of the real ransom with prototypes. That's the fake Naira note. The lawyer emphasized that this was part of the operational procedure. Harrison's job was legal simply because that Department of Nigerian Police Force don't have competent officers to handle those track devices. For decades, NPF have contracted workers for that. His job is legal and well paid. Okay, thanks for that clarification, Stanley. Yeah, so again, what I don't understand and what is really confusing to me is this. If it took out 5.4 million from the 20 million, there would have been a replacement of the 5.4. So in the face of it, 20 million would have made it to the kidnappers. So, but the whole story seems as if the whole money is short. Because if the 5.4 million is part of the remaining 15.6, then that whole money should be 20 million with the kidnappers. Now we know that the net is the real money, but then why is it that the claim is like as if the 5.4 was actually short and it wasn't replaced with the fake Naira note? That's the narrative that is being pushed out there.
To the police, the government don't pay them. Even in America, they get some.
Hi, Manny. Welcome to the
people,
show.
That group of people, they are just normal citizens. They are not government officials. They are not military. They are not police. But they get some technology where they track down people when they carry banner. You get what I'm saying now? So it did like that. Even to negotiate with bandits or to negotiate with kidnappers under international law, it's okay. It's there. It's there. It's constitutional under international law. Because let me not go there. So let me talk about this fake currency now.
Okay.
So how the kidnappers take no say the money now fake? That is the question everybody should be asking. How the kidnappers, because by night, they take they run that show. Because even me now, if you give me fake Naira note, I don't know fake Naira note. I don't know fake Naira note. So how the kidnappers want to know, say, you know.
And it's at this point that I'm saying that there should be a thorough investigation of everybody involved. VDM, Z04, the family of those kidnapped, and all that. However, him taking money is against ethics and operational standard. That's criminality. Again, if he took out 5.4, replace it with fake 5.4, and then put the money in a hotel, right? Yeah, he said, number one, the argument is that he should have disclosed to the family. But his own argument is that they don't disclose until after the whole operation is done. And then they use the tracking to hunt down the kidnappers and then return both the one that was initially given to the kidnappers and then also the remaining 5.4 to the family and then neutralize the kidnapper. That's the argument that is really coming from those that are close to Harrison. Yeah. So again, and that's where things is not actually clear. Also, wait, I think the truth will eventually come out. No matter
this
the
money are fake, not say daytime or nighttime, in the night, in the middle of the night. Because when you be kidnapper, everything are sharp. Take the money, then give me the victim. That's how they take the operate. You understand? So which kidnapper now will come sit down and when they go, they carry mercury, till they check the Naira to fix the Naira, when they use hand, till they feel them. No. So there is a communication between that kidnapper boy in Abuja and the kidnapper and that other guy when they call himself.
Again, that's alleged, bro. I don't know about that. Okay.
Whatever that broke guy. So when we say to eat, they had them. You get it now when they claim fake activists now. So these guys are working with those kidnappers. I am still saying it. See, there is no way I can change from what I am saying. When I tell you something, I know what I'm saying. I don't say something and later I will not come back and say, see, they create content with it. No. So because now they say they want.
Even with this, is apparent. You know, say he's a content creator. I mean, I don't know, but he looks like a content creator. He is a content creator. And again, I can't take his word. I'm just gonna like listen to different sides, and yeah, and everybody will make up his mind. And whatever we come up with, based on your own understanding of the whole operation and all that, I'm fine with it.
Don't use that fake currency now take charge everything, because under Nigerian law, to possess fake currency, yes, it's a crime. But you also going to check the circumstances waiting make that person get hold of that fake currency, because Harrison is not doing something under the carpet.
Someone is saying that now that they've arrested Harrison, that have you noticed that the kidnapping rate has reduced? I don't know if that's true. Again, people are saying that, well, maybe because there's nobody like Harrison to beam the light on recent kidnapping. You know, people are coming out with different theories and all of those.
This is a job that is recognized by the Nigerian government. They know he negotiates, he does it. You understand? So now they are going to check, because now these people now, like I said the other day, they are trying to use their state law. When I mean state law in Edo State to like, intimidate and to bully Harrison. That is what I'm saying. That's why I said that it will be very difficult for state police to function in Nigeria. Look at it now. It's not law like state police right now in Nigeria. How are they using their own police to intimidate?
Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. Harrison Gwamnisho has done more. Okay, well, good. Yeah, we've seen the story of him. I see a man of integrity and value to humanity. Harrison Gwamnisho is loved by good Nigerians. Again, okay, that is what it is. Harrison has been arrested and presented. Yeah, we've seen this one before. Harrison Gwamnisho, he and his team contacted the Nigerian DSS and the Edo State governor to collaborate and move in to capture. Also, this lady was actually in detention as far back as October. I didn't know she's been in for that for so long. So Harrison said he and his team contacted the Nigerian DSS, okay, and the Edo State government to collaborate and move in to capture the abductors. The lady who was kidnapped and was forced to beg for help on camera. Unfortunately, the DSS and Edo State government declined. That was October 25. Wow, this is crazy. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, that's that about that. Let me see if there are any other things that I want to talk about. Yeah, I've spoken about this one. Let's see this. Now, this is an APC supporter. Let me see what she has to say. Okay. Okay, swearing in Tinubu will end democracy in Nigeria. That's it. Ahmed Baba. ISWAP just released a video of the attack against the Nigerian army position in Borno State yesterday, showing weapons and equipment they stole from the army. ISWAP. That's another terror. Boy. Wow, this is crazy. Let me reduce this. Sorry.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
See, look at the car. Donated by Borno State government. Now in the hands of ISWAP. These ISWAP, they are even more deadlier than Boko Haram. This is the reality that is facing the country as we speak. Okay, so they shared this video yesterday. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, the post shares ISWAP propaganda footage depicting fighters overrunning the Nigerian Army post in Borno State on December 8, 2025, capturing vehicles, rifles, and ammunition amid gunfires and explosion, with Arabic overlay claiming victory. ISWAP, a Boko Haram splitter aligned with ISIS since 2016, has intensified ambushes on military bases in Borno using evolved tactics like drones and eat and run raid per 2025 reports from Reuters and DW, exploiting terrain for asymmetric warfare. Reply reflect widespread Nigerian frustration over military setbacks, with users decrying inadequate surveillance, tech, and ISWAP misuse of Islamic chants, amplifying calls for drone deployment and intelligence reform. That's where we are. But we're quick to send troops to, what's it called again? To Benin Republic. Meanwhile, you have the homeland here, being captured. Again, it is what it is. El Rufai is not happy with the Senate because they are a rubber-stamped Senate. Okay, we can see that here. It is well written by Uche Diala. Okay, that's fine. It's a long read. I'm not just going to read that. I'm interested in the title. Now, see what is happening in Uganda. Police in Uganda is doing the presidential. See what the police in Uganda is doing to the presidential candidates, because he decided to run against Kaguta Museveni. Now, if the military takes over again, they start saying that, you know what, the military is bad. But even the politicians themselves, they portray themselves in a bad way. What do I think about Omoyele Sowore becoming president? Yeah, we talked about Omoyele Sowore. No, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's not. And not because I don't like Omoyele Sowore. It's just because right now, okay, I don't see any major move from Sowore and his party. That's the problem. He's an activist, an 100% activist. It doesn't condone corruption, and he has stood on that principles from day one. But in terms of building a political party, or in terms of, doing what it needs to do, to be able to build a strong force, it's not there. Sowore missed the boss when he refused to apologize for 2015. He tried to change the narrative. Oh, you mean when he helped the APC to get to power? Yeah, even if he had apologized for 2015, Sowore is an activist. And I just want to put this out there. Sowore was a student union leader who did very well in those days when they were fighting against the military. He has made a great contribution. He stood for democracy, and he's always on that. He says the truth without mincing words, and that's what it is. But when you leave school, okay, and you enter the real world, it's a different game entirely. I don't think Sowore has been able to make that transition from an aluta kind of activity to real life politics. You trying to work with the other person, you're trying to possibly, meet at the middle ground, making some concession, building a political party. I don't think he's actually primed for that. And that's the problem. So again, Sowore being a president, realistically speaking, I don't know. I might be wrong. Okay, I might be wrong, but again, I don't think that's gonna happen. But again, I might be wrong. These boys gave me something. I don't know who this is. We've seen this one. Same. And we've seen that one also. Let me see. This was Martins addressing the governor of Rivers State. Why did Martins change? Okay, let's look at
this evening. Members of the 10th Assembly
this is an old video.
asked me to say three things to you today.
Oh, okay.
The first is to thank you very sincerely.
Oh, I think it's a new one.
When you arrived at the House of Assembly complex on the 5th of June to proclaim the 10th Assembly, we didn't have the opportunity to sit with you immediately after that event to thank you. This happens to be the first opportunity for us to meet with you officially till this day.
It's an old video. I mean, I'm
We must say that we're impressed with.
People are asking why it's changed. We've looked at Momi Shore and all that. Yeah, I think I'm really covered right now. If the northern governor gets sense, they should collaborate to end the insecurity in their region. Too many tourist attractions to cash out every 30 December in the north. There are some very, very good structure in the north, good vacation sites in the north, but unfortunately, insecurity is a major problem. And even 30 December that is now happening in Lagos, this thing, it usually happens all around the country. In the south is where people go home. Now people can't even go home in the southeast to celebrate. To the southeast to celebrate. Again, it is what it is. What is this one? I don't know. Okay. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Trump is really dealing with immigrants right now. You know what he did to the Somalis? He's going after them. I mean, he's saying he's going to deport a lot of them. Now, he's saying birthright citizenship was intended for descendants of enslaved people, not wealthy foreigners. Okay, we'll see how that happens. Daniel Buwala is happy that Sim Fubara has joined the All Progressive Party. And this was Sim Fubara also. Following my visit to President Tinubu, in which I briefed him on the situation in Rivers, I had a meaningful discussion with Rivers State stakeholders at the government house, Podako. We agreed that we have every reason to identify with Mr. President, as I wouldn't still be here as governor without him. We also decided to leave the PDP, our previous platform, and join the APC as Mr. President has been supportive all through. With the people's trust, the only way to show our gratitude is to support him completely and wholly. Yeah, this is the beginning of another wrangling between Wike and Sim. We'll see how that goes. But thanks a lot, guys, for watching. I really appreciate for sticking out and staying with me. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel. Thanks for the comment, thanks for the like, and also thanks for being part of the show this evening. Have a good day. Bye.